Well, good morning. Excuse me. Here it is. Here it is Monday morning, and seemed like the weekend went awfully fast. Today is March the 11th, and I hope you had a great weekend. I hope that you were able to maybe spend some time, with your family. Hopefully, enjoy the weather. I hope that you were able to maybe be outside and just enjoy it. And anyway, here it is. It's Monday morning. It's come awfully fast, and I hope this morning finds you. Hope it finds you feeling well. Hope that you're not under the weather or anything going on physically, but that would hinder you today, and hope that you're ready to take advantage of the opportunities that God has blessed us with on this brand new day. This morning, I want to share a devotional with you entitled "Practical Living." Often we hear preaching that only emphasizes what we're supposed to do for God, and so when we go to church, we start, feeling guilty because we don't measure up. We're not giving enough or praying enough or evangelizing enough. We need to learn more about, what God has done for us. I mean, in so doing, we'll gain a greater appreciation for Him, and we'll want to do more for Him. As 1 John chapter 4, verse 19 reminds us, it says, we love each other because He loved us first. As we read the Bible, we will find that, the primary emphasis is not, what we should do for God, but what God has done for us. Now, that's not to say that, the Bible doesn't have plenty to, tell us about how we're to, live and how we're to behave as believers, because it does. But you see, we need to pay probably closest attention to Scriptures, the Scriptures' emphasis on what, God has, done for us. In the first 3 chapters of Ephesians, the Apostle Paul, he lays out what God has done for us. He's essentially saying to us, here's what God has done for you. In light of this, it's time for you to walk spiritually. It's time for you to use what God has given to you. We could compare the first 3 chapters of Ephesians to being on a mountaintop. When Jesus was transfigured, on a mountain. You remember Peter, James, and John, they had the privilege of being there and seeing this happen. And Peter, he was overwhelmed by what he saw. And he said the following to Jesus in Mark chapter 9, verse 5. He said, Rabbi, it's wonderful for us to be here. Let's make 3 shelters, as memorials, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. Now, in essence, Peter, he was saying, hey, let's never leave this spot. I mean, forget about the troubles down the mountain. Let's just set up camp and let's stay here forever. In the same way, we could read the first 3 chapters of Ephesians and say, forget about the next section. Man, I like hearing, about what God has done for me. Let's not go any further. But, we have to move on. And as we transition from chapter 3 to chapter 4, you see an important division takes place. In Ephesians chapter 4, it begins by saying this, therefore I, a prisoner for serving the Lord, beg you to lead a life worthy of your calling, for you have been called by God. Now, I want you to notice that Paul, he begins with the word therefore. And as can often be said, whenever you see the word therefore in the Bible, find out what it's there for. I mean, it is always drawing on what has, been previously said. Now, while they were on the mountain with Jesus, Peter, James, and John, they didn't know that there was a man waiting with a very real need, down the mountain. He had a child, you see, who was possessed by demons and needed a touch from Jesus. Sometimes we wish that the Christian life, could be a constant, state of a euphoria in which, we're always experiencing God in some wonderful way. But you know what? We cannot live on the mountaintop forever. We need to come back down into the valleys, to the real world of practical living, because usually down in the valleys is where, God teaches us the many things that we learn, in our lives and through the different circumstances we go through. And so anyway, I hope that encourages you here on this Monday morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. Have an outstanding day. And I hope that you're able to enjoy the weather. The weather's going to be good. And so anyway, remember, Angie and I, we love you guys and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.